The man picked up a dragon-headed cleaver and swiftly slashed at a pig on the table. The blade circled around the pig's body. Then a magical scene occurred. The oil stains on the blade were swallowed by the dragon head. Subsequently, the man lifted the pig's leg and let out a roar. The pig's flesh and bones separated instantly. The onlookers clapped and praised in unison. Robin was a renowned master chef locally, with exquisite culinary skills and remarkable knife work. But an accident happened today. He was invited to cook at a birthday banquet. Robin prepared his signature braised pork, yet all villagers howled in pain after eating it. The happy birthday banquet was ruined like this. He pondered over where the problem lay, suddenly recalling the box of salt given by the assistant chef. Robin beat the assistant chef severely. It was such an obvious frame-up, but villagers refused to listen to his explanation. Not only did they expel him from the village, but also deprived him of the right to use the dragon-headed cleaver. Robin had to go to the city. He entered a five-star restaurant. The waiter introduced the signature dishes to him, but Robin only ordered a plate of boiled Chinese cabbage. The head chef suspected he was deliberately picking faults. As expected, after the boiled Chinese cabbage was served, Robin took just one bite, then demanded to pay the bill immediately. The manager approached and asked if the dish didn't suit his taste. Robin bluntly said it was too ordinary. Upon hearing this, the head chef flew into a rage. He challenged Robin to a cooking competition. If he lost, he would resign immediately. But if he won, Robin had to wash dishes there for a year. The dish for the competition was the restaurant's signature treasure duck. Robin found a temporary assistant. Soon both dishes were ready. The waiter tasted the head chef's treasure duck and immediately praised it for being fatty but not greasy. When it came to Robin's dish, the waiter saw that his treasure duck was cold, but got burned when touching it. At this moment, the duck's skin cracked open, and a rich aroma floated out. It turned out that the man had coated the duck's surface with a layer of syrup to keep it warm, and he didn't use a knife throughout the cooking process, because duck meat is cold in nature. Once it comes into contact with a knife, the meat becomes tough and hard, so he asked the assistant to break the duck with internal force, so that the meat would be delicious. The waiter took a bite of the duck meat, and found it too delicious for words. The head chef also took a bite upon seeing this. Instantly his face changed dramatically. He lowered his head and admitted defeat. It turned out to be a long-lost famous dish. Thus Robin became the head chef of the restaurant. He saw the assistant's talent, and wanted to take him as an apprentice. Unexpectedly, the assistant was arrogant, and also initiated a competition challenge against him.
The Japanese officer stuffed a cloth in my mouth, then tied my limbs with rope. After that, he dragged my wife into the room and violated her brutally. Watching this, my heart shattered. A minute later, the officer walked out and even threatened my student to go in too. The student resisted fiercely, so the Japanese officer pulled out a pistol right away and pointed it at him. With no choice, the student reluctantly rushed into the room. I shed tears of despair. Even the officer's lackey mocked me nearby. 2 minutes later, the student stumbled out, and the lackey immediately hurried into the room. Soon, he came out too. With the Japanese officer's permission, they finally let my wife go. My wife walked out slowly, gave me a hopeless glance, then jumped off the building resolutely. I almost broke down, struggled free of the ropes, and ran downstairs quickly, but it was all too late. My wife had stopped breathing as I was drowning in regret. The Japanese officer still made sarcastic remarks. This completely enraged me. I tried to memorize their faces, swearing to take revenge. So I found a friend, asked him to buy some steel nails, and embedded them in a wooden board. Then I used ink to draw a fake manhole cover on paper. That night, we secretly swapped the real cover with a fake one and sprinkled sand on top. It looked completely flawless. When the lackey was patrolling, he stepped on the cover with one foot. Then we put the real cover back, pretending nothing had happened. Next was the Japanese officer. I guessed he'd come to gloat on the day of my wife's burial, so I played along. Intentionally had my friends shoot at him. The Japanese officer stood up and chased after him at once, all the way to the roof, but he never expected. The roof had been greased in advance. He slipped and fell right off the roof. And this spot was where the Japanese soldiers kept their military dogs. It hadn't been fed for 3 days. Now only one person was left. The student, still unrepentant, trying to catch evidence of my anti-war activities. I lured him to the building, where my wife had jumped. He still thought he was about to get a promotion. Just then, the door behind him opened slowly. He raised his gun in fear, facing the door, and the pale-faced woman walked out. The student was terrified out of his wits. I fell off the building on the spot, dying the same way my wife did. This was all part of my plan. Days earlier, we'd torn down the wall and covered it with foam boards. That's why the panicked student didn't notice and fell. With that, all my revenge was done.